Starling and Monzo are the most famous challenger banks, but which one is best? In this video, I will compare the Starling and Monzo personal current accounts and app experience. I've broken this comparison down into 9 different sections, and I'll leave timestamps down below if you want to skip around to the section that interests you the most. The first section is money management tools. When Monzo and Starling first started, one of the main selling points that they wanted to shout about were their money management tools. They really wanted to appeal to people who wanted to better manage their money. And in my opinion, there's 2 features that really accomplish this: money pots and spending overviews. Let's see who does them better. Monzo calls them pots, Starling calls them spaces, but they are the same thing. These are like digital piggy banks that allow you to move your money into different compartments within your account. And I think it's one of the best features that these banks offer. For example, in my Monzo account, I've got a pot for saving up for car insurance, a laptop, and a phone. Being able to separate your money like this can help give you better control over your spending and your savings. And you can learn more about how I make the most of this feature if you watch my cash envelope system video. Pots and spaces work in exactly the same way, except for one big difference, which gives us a clear winner in this category. Adding money into your spaces works in exactly the same way in both Starling and Monzo. It's very easy. You can either do a one-off transfer from your main account into your space, or you can set up a regular payment, kind of like a standing order. In both Starling and Monzo, you can personalize your pots. Both will allow you to set a goal amount and will show you how close you are to reaching your target. Name the pot whatever you want and add a photo to help you visualize your goal. You can also rearrange your pots and spaces however you like. For example, if you wanted to have your most important goal at the top of your list. Both also support roundups. When you activate this feature, if you were to go out for a coffee, for example, and that coffee costs £1.85, what will happen is that transaction will automatically get rounded up to £2, and the extra 15p will automatically get added to a pot that you've chosen. So as you can see, in most aspects, Monzo's pots and Starling's spaces work in exactly the same way, except there's one major difference. Monzo will allow you to make payments directly from a pot via standing order or direct debit. For example, say you have a pot for your phone bill. Not only can you automate moving money from your main Monzo account into your pot using the regular payments feature, but you can also set up a direct debit straight from this pot to pay for your phone bill. By contrast, with Starling, you can create the phone space and set up a regular payment to pay money into that phone space, but you can't pay directly from the space. You would have to move the money from the space back into your main account to pay the phone bill. Obviously, this isn't very practical, so if you want to manage your bills with pots or spaces, then Starling isn't ideal. So in conclusion, Monzo's pots and Starling's spaces work in exactly the same way, except with Monzo, you can make payments directly from pots, which is great for bills management. So for that reason, Monzo is a clear winner here. Next, let's look at spending overviews. This category relates to all features that show you information about your spending. Both apps give you instant pop-up notifications every time you spend or receive money. They both allow you to categorize your spending and add labels such as groceries or entertainment. And they both show you nice, clear overviews of how much you've spent each month. Now, here's the first difference. Starling has a nice extra feature that allows you to filter your spending by merchant. So if you want to see how much money you've given Jeff Bezos in any particular month, you can do that. Monzo doesn't offer this. On the other hand, Monzo does have some great features that Starling does not have. If you've set up any direct debits, Monzo will send you a notification a few days before the payment is due to let you know how much is going to be getting paid out of your account. This is useful because if the payment is higher than you anticipated, then it gives you a few days to make adjustments. Monzo also gives you the option to change on what day your spending summary period starts. I personally use the first of the month, but say you wanted to change it to start on your payday, then you can do that. And I think it's great that they give you the option to change it to whatever works best for you. For these 2 reasons, I think that Monzo's insights are superior to Starling's. Yes, filtering your spending by merchant is a cool feature, but I think direct debit notifications and the monthly summary customization makes Monzo come out on top. Section number 2 is interest. At the time of filming this, Starling pays 0.05% interest on balances up to £85,000. It's important to note that this includes the money in your main account and the money that's in your spaces. Monzo does not pay interest on normal current accounts. They do pay interest on their special savings pots, but they're very different to their normal pots. They are provided by third parties and they've got different terms that you need to agree to. So the fact that Monzo doesn't pay interest on money that is in your normal account means that Starling is the clear winner here. Section number 3 is card controls. With both Starling and Monzo, you get given a physical card that you can use to pay or withdraw money with. The card draws money from the main account area, not the pots. However, Starling does give the option to also get what's called a connected card, which you can link to one of your spaces. This way you can spend money directly from the space that the card is connected to. In terms of card controls, both allow you to block gambling payments, lock the card if you lose it, and also get a PIN reminder. And that's pretty much it for Monzo, whereas Starling allows you to disable contactless, ATM withdrawals, disable online payments, and Apple and Google Pay. All these extra security features mean that Starling is the much better app in terms of card controls. Section number 4 is all about fees. First, let's look at card replacement fees. Starling gives you one free card replacement per year and charges £5 for each one after. This doesn't include receiving a new card after your current one expires. Monzo charges £5 per replacement unless you transfer at least £500 into your account every 35 days and have at least one direct debit set up on your account, in which case you'll get 2 free card replacements per year. Monzo's card replacement fees don't apply if you've been a victim of fraud, theft, or when your card expires. Given that Starling offers one free card replacement per year without having to meet any criteria, makes them the winner. Next, let's have a look at withdrawals. Starling does not charge any fees for withdrawing cash at the ATM. Monzo lets you withdraw up to £250 every 30 days for free. If you withdraw any more than that, you'll have to pay a 3% fee. Again, you can avoid getting charged this if you meet the same criteria as I mentioned when talking about the card replacement fees. Of course, by having no fees at all means that Starling comes out on top. Section number 5 is about borrowing money. First, let's look at overdrafts. Starling offers overdrafts at 15, 25, and 35%, and Monzo offers overdrafts at 19, 29, and 39% interest. Starling's maximum overdraft limit is £5,000, while Monzo's is £1,000. Of course, what limit and what interest rate you get offered will depend on your credit rating. Both have helpful eligibility calculators on their websites that you can fill out, and they'll give you a good idea of how much you can borrow and what interest rate you're likely to get. Starling's interest bands and the fact that you can borrow more means they are the winner. Next, let's have a look at personal loans. Starling allows you to borrow anything between £500 and £5,000 for up to 5 years. Monzo will allow you to borrow up to £3,000 for up to 3 years. With both banks, you apply within the app and you'll be asked questions regarding your affordability, for example, your income and expenses, and what your current employment status is. After that, you'll get shown a summary of what they can offer you, including the interest rate. Starling comes out on top here as they offer you up to 5 years to pay your loan back, whereas Monzo only offers up to 3 years. Also, if you already have an overdraft with Starling, you can convert whatever amount you've not used of the overdraft into a loan, which will have a lower interest rate without having to go through the loan application process. Starling also has a feature that allows you to spread the cost of an item after you've already bought it. For example, say you buy a laptop for £1,000. That money will come out of your account, then you can go into the app, click on the transaction and apply to receive a loan for the amount that you spent and pay it back over 12, 18 or 24 months. Starling will then add the £1,000 back into your account and you'll pay it back plus interest over the period that you've selected. Monzo doesn't have this feature, but I struggle to see who would do this, considering there are options such as payment plans and credit cards that allow you to spread the cost of an item without having to pay the full amount upfront first. Before I move on, obviously this video is about Starling and Monzo, but if you're thinking of borrowing money, always make sure that you shop around first, as you might find that there is cheaper credit available elsewhere. Section number 6 is all about safety. Obviously, people want to make sure that their money is safe. So it's normal that some people are a little bit suspicious about these challenger banks that are online only. But you don't need to worry, as they are both proper banks. They are both authorized and regulated by the same authorities as any high street bank. Any money you hold with them is also covered under the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. So if they were to go bust, your money is covered up to £85,000. Again, which is the same as with high street banks. So for this section, it's a draw, as both banks are equally safe. Section number 7 is travel. When you use a traditional card to pay abroad, you get charged twice for the currency exchange. Once by Visa, MasterCard or Amex, who take a small fee, and then a second time by your bank, who usually takes a larger fee. Luckily, neither Starling nor Monzo charge these bank fees. So when you use their cards abroad, you're only getting charged the small MasterCard fee. And this is the second big selling point of these banks. Regarding ATM withdrawals abroad, many banks will charge extra fees for this, on top of their exchange fees. Again, neither Starling nor Monzo charge extra fees for withdrawals, although Monzo does have a limit of £250 every 30 days for free, and everything above that will incur a 3% fee. Starling charges no fees no matter how much you withdraw, so they are the winner here. Section number 8 is how easy it is to open an account. In terms of opening an account, I would say they are very similar, and one doesn't particularly stand up above the other. Once you've downloaded the app, they'll ask you for basic information such as phone number and your address. Then you need to take a photo of some valid ID such as passport or a driving license. And lastly, you have to take a very quick selfie video which they will use to confirm your identity. That's pretty much it. The whole process takes about 5 to 10 minutes and you can do it all from your phone. And I would say that is the third big shakeup that Monzo and Starling brought to the banking sector. Remember when you had to go into a branch and meet with an actual human when you wanted to open an account? I'd rather do it all from home in the comfort of my undies. Section number 9 is app usability and user experience. So this bit comes purely down to personal preference. Being online only, it's absolutely critical for both of these to have great apps. So which is my favorite? In my opinion, Starling's app is better. I won't go into every single reason why because I've already done an in-depth walkthrough of both of the apps. But in my opinion, Starling's app is a lot more intuitive to use and is much more user-friendly. I feel like the layout of the app and the way it flows is much better than Monzo's. If you're interested in seeing how the apps work in more depth, I'll leave a link to the walkthrough videos in the description below. It's worth mentioning that Starling's app has been updated since I filmed that video, and if anything, it's even better than it was before. I'll be updating it very soon. Now to wrap everything up in a nice little bow. There are plenty of things that Starling and Monzo do equally well, but there are a few features that set them apart. Monzo has better money management features. Starling is better for borrowing money, withdrawing money, has better card controls, earning interest, and it has the better app. The one you should choose will depend on what you're mainly going to use it for. If you're looking to use one of these as your main account, or you want to better manage your money, then I would go with Monzo. With Monzo, you can pay bills directly from pots, you get direct debit notifications to make sure you have enough money before payments come out, and you can customize your monthly spending report. All of this gives you better control over your finances. If you're like me and you're going to use the account as a secondary account and you're not going to have any direct debits coming out of it, then I would go with Starling, as the app is much more user-friendly and it's easier to earn interest on the money that you have in your account. Or you could try both. They're free to open, so why not give both a go? Let me know in the comments down below if you're thinking of opening an account with either Monzo or Starling, and if so, what made you choose one over the other? If you want to see more UK personal finance related content, make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.